Hi guys, thanks for watching again. Just doing a quick collection update, and I apologize for the lighting, just kind of threw something up here so I can fit everything in. I'm actually out on the floor instead of at my desk. Anyways, this is my Pelican case. It's the 1500. I started off with a 1400 thinking that it can hold my knives, and it did. It did a great job, but it was very limiting, and I thought, I'll keep it because that'll force me to keep my collection smaller. But I also have a couple of blades out for warranty purposes or just are on their way here, and it would mean I would have to get rid of a lot of things, and I did just get a couple new knives in, so I would have had to get rid of a lot of stuff. So I upgraded to the 1500, which worked out for the best. Jim Skelton on Instagram said I should have went for it, and hey, look at it now. It's the 1500, which fits a lot of knives and has extra room here in case I get something else, or when my knives come back, like my Sabenza. I also have Alexander Dietz doing a Quaken for me, and also have a Nocturnal Knives fixed blade that I have coming in, so that is probably going to live right here in the middle. But first things first, in this case I keep one of these silica gel packets. I usually keep it in my camera bag also, so I threw one in here just to absorb some of the moisture in case any is in there. The Pelican case does a really good job of protecting the knives too, so that's one of the reasons why I got it. I was using a tackle box before, which was great, but like the 1400, very limiting, and didn't give me a lot. Like when I carried it around, I heard the knives just hitting the walls. Granted, it was plastic, wasn't gonna hurt the knives, but I just didn't like the idea of that. So I guess you can see here it's kind of split up into two different sections for now. I have like my production lower end knives down here, and I have my higher end ones up here. It's not really like customs up here, production's down here, because some of these are production knives. I just like them a lot. So let's start off here at the bottom left. I have the Gerber DMF, I believe it's called. This was actually one of the first more expensive knives that I bought. I thought it looked cool. I was really into the whole tactical thing back then, and this was, you know, Gerber's like one of those brands where you think it's good, and they do have some good blades, but a lot of their lower end stuff, which I ended up buying just to play with, just weren't good. This knife started off pretty well, but you can see here, I can barely flick it out. I have to wrist action it. One of the cool things about this knife is it was on The Walking Dead, which is why I keep it, because I think it's pretty cool. And, you know, it's one of the first ones. It has Gerber's Mystery Steel. The G10 is pretty cheap feeling. It's pretty slippery for it. And it has their wedge lock here, which is pretty much a take on the Axis lock, except instead of a cylinder making contact with the tang, it's a wedge, which leads to vertical play just a little bit. But that one there. Next up, we have a pair of Kershaw 1-tons. When I first got into like pimping, not really pimping, I'm no Tough Thumbs or Alexander Dietz or Bauer Blade Works. I was just playing around with acid etching. Watched a couple of videos on YouTube and decided, hey, let's try it out. So here we have a 1-ton with kind of like a blood splatter kind of deal. Threw this one and did the whole washing machine stone wash deal. And I didn't mind. I bought two just to play around with, just because they were only $20, so it's a great knife to play around with or keep as an extra in your car or your EDC bag. For a $20 knife, it's pretty darn smooth. I've got its brother here, which I acid etched to make it look like a blue whale, because I thought that a lot of knives kind of looked like whales, so I was like, hey, I should try to make it look like a blue whale. which this came out pretty well, I think. And also acid etched and stone washed the handle, which looks cool. Pretty nice for a $20 knife. Another cheap knife that I have, the Tenacious, which I played around acid etching. I was basically, you can see here, there's different levels of acid etching. I was just basically doing tabbing to see how deep it goes and what kind of resist works. So I use like nail polish. I also use Sharpie just to play around with it. Right now it's kind of a like stone formation or flamed kind of pattern right now. But it's a great little knife. Well, not little, but it's a great EDC knife. It's only like 40 bucks right now, I believe. Good to EDC, play around with. Keeps a really nice edge on there. This, which I affectionately call the erectile dysfunction of the flippers. Oh, not even with a wrist flick, barely. There we go, a little bit better, but yep. I had to tighten down the blade, mainly because before I tightened the blade down, the centering on this knife was awful. This is the Buck Vantage, by the way. It was actually hitting the scale there, so I took it apart, acid etched the blade. Instead of doing the dryer, I just put it in a water bottle and shook it by hand to give it a more aggressive stonewash pattern. Turned out pretty nice, I think. But there we go. Other than that, I mean, it's a cheap knife. I think I paid $25 for this knife. Pretty cheap. And I just wanted to play, again, like these three here, just play around with acid etching, see what I liked. But yeah. Next, we got the Ripple. This is more affectionately called the Walmart Ripple. You can see here it's kind of rough. I got a lot of scratch patterns here. This was actually the first knife that I tried to mirror polish. I got it to an extent, but the steel that they use, which is 18 or 13 CRMOV, not sure what it is. It's not the Kudo steel. Didn't really like the sandpaper that I threw at it. You can see here there's a lot of lines, but this is my first IKBS knife, and flips like a dream. Next up, this one I picked up years and years ago, CRKT Kiss, which is another cheap knife, but it's great. I had this in my tool bag for a little while. It's a nice little Tonto point, chisel ground. Very simplistic. You can use it as a money clip. Comes out pretty quickly. This one's actually bitten me before because I didn't think it was sharp. Flicked it out, hit my finger right over here on the knuckle and split it open. But it's a great little knife. I don't carry it around as much just because I got a lot more. Yeah. Has some sentimental value. This also had a bead blast finish that I stone washed off. Yeah, it's a pretty good knife. Next up, another experimental knife, my Kershaw Cryo, which was the standard finish, but I stone washed it, acid etched it, did a little zebra pattern there, zebra paint pattern. I personally like the stonewash finish. It's not as shiny and uniform looking as the standard bead blast finish. Wow, I cannot speak. English isn't my first language, so bear with me. Great little knife. I think they only go for like $30 now. Assisted opening. It's got it's a Ritter design, so it's modeled after like a XM18, mini XM18, if they ever came out with an assisted opening XM18, I guess, which they probably won't. Next, we got the Spyderco Delica in the time that I thought I wanted orange knives. As you can see in here, there's not a lot of orange in there after I got this one. It's not really practical for what I'm doing. Living in California, you don't want to be too flashy with your knives just because it draws attention to your pocket. With this, it's a nice little orange tip. It's nice if you ever drop it, you can easily find it. But not really nice when people see that you're carrying a knife. Especially up here, Northern California. And a knife this big, a 4-inch blade. Even though we don't have restrictions on folding knife length here, people are it's a little taboo for people for some reason. But this is a full flat ground version, and I believe this is VG10. Nice little slicer. It's great for food prep. It's a good little knife. Not little, but it's a good knife. Then the Kershaw Blur, one of my mainstays for a really long time. I thought this was a pretty cool blade too, just because it's assisted opening. I think this is my first assisted opening knife, and I was amazed on how fast it came out. That's what she said. And also, this was my first knife with a good steel. So this is the S30V version. You can see that right there. And the Kershaw standard billboard on the side there. S30V, Canadian design. I still am in love with these thumb studs. I think for an assisted opening knife, they are great. It's almost like you're pushing a button. I also took this one to the Philippines for 2 weeks because I didn't want to bring any other knives. So I just took one. This did everything I needed it to do. So, and it stayed sharp. Stayed sharp. Next up, we'll go top left. We've got a Benchmade Contigo, 810 Contigo, with a CPM M4, which is a great steel. Benchmade does do their heat treat right. They run these guys, I believe, at like 62, 64 hardness. And this still has its factory edge on there. And I've chopped up cardboard with it. You can, let's see some of the lines here. So the Cerakote has held up, but I haven't really carried this one too much again. Mainly because it's like a little pocket sword. It's crazy big, but it is comfortable after I sanded down the edges here. It's comfortable in the hand, does a great job cutting down boxes, probably doing anything I throw at it. It's just too big to carry. But I still carry it once in a while, and it's in the standard rotation. Next is the knife that basically started it all. I was given this Benchmade Griptilian. I didn't even know it was Griptilian. I didn't even know the model number. For the longest time, I thought that the model number was 440C. Didn't really know much about knives back then. You can see it's been beat up. It's been used to definitely open a couple bottles in its life, and it's still a great knife. It's a classic. I can't get rid of this one no matter what. One, it's not going to sell for anything or trade for anything. And two, it just means too much to me. Very first serious knife. The Griptilian. Still smooth. God, that axis lock is awesome. Next is the Griptilian's brother. SHOT Show edition of the same Griptilian in M4. Same as this. It's a great little knife. I always tell people this is what the Griptilian should have been, which is a G10 with some standoffs. But this is a little bit more comfortable, a little more solid feeling in the hand. And the one knife that probably still sees a lot of rotation, a lot of pocket time, is the Ritter Mini Griptilian. And the blade shape on here is just amazing. It's very useful. It's S30V instead of 440C, so it withstands a lot more. And it's also, I call it California friendly, even though all of these are legal in California. This one, most people don't have a problem with. It's got a 3-inch blade, super quick. People don't really look twice when they see me pull this out, so for that, I love this blade. And next, another Benchmade. It's kind of like my Benchmade lineup. I've got the Bone Collector, lockback in Cocobolo with a D2 3-inch blade. Nothing too fancy about this knife. I just got it for like when I'm going out and I don't want to carry a big blade. This is a nice little, almost gentleman folder, except for that. That logo's kind of douchey, but it's a nice blade. It's not going to stop me from carrying it. Not douchey, maybe mall ninja-y, even though this is for hunting. I just don't. Skull and the antlers, it's cool, but not my thing, not my style. Next, I got the Paramilitary 2 and Digicam and a satin blade. For a while, this knife was really hard to get, and I searched everywhere for this. I waited on the forums, looked at all the retailers, couldn't find it. Finally landed on one, picked it up right away. So nice that when this one came up on the forums, I also bought it. This one was originally green, just like that one, but I decided to dye the scales blue. And I wanted royal blue, but they only had navy blue at the store, so I bought it. Came out really nice, actually. And this was a Instagram collaboration. I basically, after I dyed it, I asked my followers on Instagram whether to do the black or the satin blade, and of course everybody chose the black, and that's what I went with, and I am glad I did. It's a great little combo. This one sees more pocket time than this. I might actually get rid of this one if it came down to it, just because I already have this one and it does everything I need. Alright, next we have the Cold Seal Code 4 in Tonto. I actually went to the parking lot sale and picked this up. Our good friend Shenanigan picked one up, posted pictures, and I went to the parking lot sale the next day, and I was like, peer pressure, and picked one up myself. Now, one thing I did with this, as you can see here, I made it a two-tone finish, so I acid stonewashed the blade, then I, satin finished the flats here, and I also acid stonewashed the back lock. It's a good little knife, it's smooth, and because of the triad lock, there's no play on there. It's pretty comfortable. The only thing with this knife is that it is slippery. The ergonomics are decent, but it's just the aluminum itself is too slippery, and the jimping is non-functional, so it can easily slide out. Just gotta be careful. But this is, I used to have a American Lawman, which I just sold off. This is the only cold steel that will not chew up your pocket, which is nice. And you'll see why I sold off the Lawman in a little bit. Next up, my first serialized blade, the ZT350 in Tiger Stripe. After I got the Blur, I decided to move up to the Big Brother, and this guy fit the bill. This is an overbuilt version of the Blur. It's great ergonomics. It's chunky, but that chunkiness makes it fall into your hands. I love the little thumb recess here. So you can see my very first serialized blade. Aww. Now, graduating up here. Up here we got some scales for the Southern I have a green and maroon scale in there, and I also have the original scale for my ZT561. This knife I just got the other day, the Spyderco Southern, and I don't know what wood this was, but I saw it on the forums. I decided that I wanted a Southern, so I've been looking for one. Saw this one up on the forums. I thought it was a fair price, and picked it up. It came with 3 different scales. I was gonna try to get a lightning strike carbon fiber made by one of the pimpers, but after I got this, took a look at the wooden scales, decided I liked it, and decided to keep it that way. When I first got this, this was my latest flipper that I got. I've had a lot of flippers before, and I had pretty high expectations. Being a production knife, I was blown away. It's smooth. Oh, my hand was there. It's super smooth, and I just cut myself. Awesome. You guys saw it here first. Cut myself on camera. Yay, claim the fame. Ness for Knives cuts himself on camera. Anyway, as you can see, it came super sharp. I believe the original owner, wipe that off, that's kind of gross, sharpened it up on the wicked edge, and that's why that edge is crazy sharp. So, great knife. I've been carrying it for the last 2 days. It's my first experience with the CTS 204P steel. So far so good. It's held its edge. Cut open some boxes the other day and today. Wow, that won't stop. Alright, just keep my finger there. Next up is my first big money knife. Big money meaning over $200, and that is a ZT561 with a custom scale made by Luke over at London Woodcraft, or World of Woodcraft on Instagram. I love this knife. Once it broke in, it just flips out so smooth. It's great. I'm gonna pause it right here. Just gotta get a band-aid. Hey guys, back with a nice little bandage there, and let's get back to this. So this is my first big knife purchase, ZT561 with a custom scale by Luke. Super smooth knife. First run into LMAX also, which has been good so far. The only thing with this knife, kind of like with Sherman, is that this knife, when I first got it, started off right around 30% and now has settled into around 60. So it's making its way over. I don't carry this one as much anymore just because I got a couple different options, but it's a nice knife. One thing I wish they would have changed, and I wish I would have asked Luke, is to make this cut out a little bit more, because the way it is and the way that the original scale is, Luke just does an amazing job, so it's pretty much perfect to the way the factory scale was, is that it makes it hard to get any good purchase on the lock face. So I kind of do a Greg Medford unlock on this, just pull it from there. Works every time. It's great. Nice knife. I just don't carry it on as much. I don't want to damage that walnut. It's great. Next up is the FU Clip with a nice little Microtech DOC attached to it. That was a pretty added bonus. I pretty much thought I was paying for the FU Clip, and when it came shipped with the DOC, it was great. It was like I got a free knife out of it. All kidding aside, this is a great blade. It's LMAX. I love the thumb studs that they have, even though it's proprietary. It's tough to get out. It's nice little I keep saying little when this is a 3.75 inch blade, and it's pretty big in the hands. I always said that if the whale shark and a Strider SMF made a baby, you would get this guy. And this was actually my first Microtech, and at the time I didn't have a Strider, so it was kind of like a little gateway into it, because about a week and a half later, this guy came to my door. The Monkey Edge SMF with black Lego. I originally saw this on the forum on USN. The seller was selling two of them, the Lego and the concealed carry, and for a little while I was a little on the edge. I didn't know if I wanted to make a purchase that big at the time, just because I made other big purchases that week. And I said, hey, I'll let a day go by. If he still has a concealed carry, I'll pick it up. And on the forums I thought it did, but apparently someone PM'd him a little bit before me, so I was second up in line, and he ended up picking it up. So for a little while I was a little bummed, because I did want the concealed carry, just because I thought it would fit better in my hand, in my pocket. And I've been watching Dirk Razor Sharp on Instagram, and also here on YouTube, and his concealed carry looked amazing. So I didn't get the concealed carry. I was a little bummed. Went on another forum and ended up buying this guy because I wanted that Southern. And then I said, wait, he was selling two knives, one with the Lego, and I PM'd him. Turns out the Lego was still there, and he even told me that he thought that the Lego was a little bit smoother. And for a Strider, my first Strider, this is pretty darn smooth. Oh, Detent is kind of crazy. There you go. It still has some, looks like, almost like fluoride, or, yeah, Chris Reeves grease on there. He didn't tell me if he put it in there, but it's pretty smooth. It also has 3V on there. This is my second 3V blade. We'll see the first one in a little bit, but I intend on using this as a user, as a hard use user, just because the 3V can stand it. Love that little Monkey Edge logo on there. I think that was one of the key selling points for me. It's a little different. You don't see too many of these around. Next up is my Curtis F3 3.5 inch, pimped by Matthew Christensen at C Knife Works. This is a great knife. It's pretty smooth. It's pretty dang smooth, if you ask me. It's also pretty fast to come out. You can see there, I don't know if the camera can catch up to it, but it's a great knife. Carried it extensively. I even did a one knife 7-day challenge with it. Did everything I needed to do. I believe this is N690. It stayed sharp. This is still the same edge that Matt sent it to me with. Still hair shaving. Dave Curtis makes a great knife, and he's been kind of ramping up his production. And he had a couple up on GP Knives, I think, and they were pretty amazing. But I'm pretty happy with the one that I got, because it's unique and it's different. It's got bronzed hardware and a blue anodized titanium scales. Love this knife. This is number 1 of what I call my titanium trio. Number 2 is this, the Brad Blunt Alpha Hunter Tactical Design Collaboration Predator. This one has Brad's proprietary pattern on there, which is made to look like the Predator in the Predator movies. And he also did a satin finish on here. I'm about to send this one in to Brad to get some work done on it. Hopefully she'll be back soon. This is still my favorite knife in my collection. It's just great in hand. It's got a forward finger control here. There's so many grip options there. It's kind of insane what you can do with this knife. And it's also insane how freaking smooth and solid this lockup is. This is my most solid locking knife in my collection. And it's super early. It's about 5-10%. It's kind of insane. Brad does amazing work. I'm trying to get either the Fuse or the Surge right now, but no one is letting them go. I saw one on the Cove the other day, and it was only up for a couple hours, if that. He's gonna be big, guys. Just watch out for Brad Blunt, JBB Knives, right there. This video is getting a little bit long, but we're almost done. 3 more to go. This is number 3 of my titanium trio, the Kovac Quback. Standard configuration. You can see how it rockets out. I'm still working on breaking this guy in. There's still a little bit of lock stick in there, but you can see here, this knife is awesome. It's heavy, it's thick, it's everything an overbuilt Quaken should be. I wish I had my the Burnley Boker Quaken. I'm looking for that Burnley, by the way. That's another knife that I have on my list that I want to pick up. New to Knives has been posting some pictures of it, and it's making me insane. I want one of those Burnleys so bad. But this will definitely do. Fill in the gap while I wait for that Burnley. It's just a great knife. Overbuilt is an understatement with this knife, and I love how it's got the traditional Japanese tanto. Compare this tanto to a Western tanto. You can kind of see the difference there. I believe this one, for me at least, is a little bit more useful in the blade shape. It's got more of a belly there. And this thing pierces like no other. I was taking some pictures of it, stabbing fences and trees to kind of position it, and this was really going in like 1/2 inch into the fence. It's crazy. Next up, we've got my Division Flipper. I don't know what else to say about this knife other than it's fucking smooth. Freaking smooth. Slash lightweight for its size. Jason Browse is doing some amazing work, guys. He's doing some customizing work on these, like acid etching the blade. I can only imagine what he and Jim are thinking of when it comes to whatever knife they may be working on. But this is great. You guys should see his C-Tech reloader that Jim has. It's a great knife. But this Division Flipper is great. I don't know if I want to keep this one though, mainly because of its size. And I don't know. It does everything that I need in a flipper. It's great. But I just don't know. But for now, she stays. Last but not least is the Olamic Cutlery Bravado. This one I just got the other day, and I'm still in the honeymoon phase. Like, everything about this knife is butter. It's smooth, it's lightweight, it's a gigantic blade. Look at that. Let's have some fun here. Let's do this guy. That's pretty insane, the size comparison. But this knife is just amazing. It's got titanium liners. It's minimally skeletonized. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's so smooth, so smooth. not even missing my Sebenza, which should be coming back pretty soon. Hopefully they'll give me a call if letting me know that it's coming back to me. But yeah, this is pretty much my collection, guys. Thanks for watching. It's going to be expanding once I get those other knives I have back. Pluck out a little bit more room. I'm just gonna leave it with this guy and how beautiful this C-Tech is. How beautiful the grind lines are on here. These are not scratches. That's the Aegis knife solutions that I put on my blades when I store them. So smooth. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice night.